back. Let me drag the chat over here. Alright. Let me turn off the overhead light so we don't have any interference. There we go. Get rid of that frequency. Art table. Properties. Configure. Alright. Hopefully that's in good enough focus. Alright, we're doing Wastoid for lost pages. Or from the lost pages. For Philip K. Diaz. Here's my original concept sketch for Wastoid. Pretty cool, right? Alright, so let's dick around with some color theory. I got my color wheel technology, and it says complementary color to green is red. So we're going to do our underdrawing in red. And hopefully it'll make the green pop. So with that pencil there getting used a lot. I think that was the one I used for the underdrawing on that original Wastoid. This will be close enough. It's kind of a brown though, right? I don't really have a red. Well, that'll have to do. No red in there. Could do pink. You know what? Today, I'm not going to tweet it out. Well, if anyone shows up watching, you guys can tweet it out. Oh, yeah. Look at my original thumbnail. Gonna have to get me a little holder for my tablet. So yesterday's sketch, it's gonna be this middle one. Just a close-up of his face. So we can draw a bunch of eyeballs. And teeths. Nice try, Cup. Dude, let me tell you something. Doing mixed media is, there's just not enough room. Because you want all the stuff at your fingertips. Okay. Or should I do blue to start? I'm so used to blue as my underdrawing. Almost making the eyeballs look like frog spawn. Some nasty teeths. Almost want a sharper pencil. I was watching Dr. Disrespect play that last Resident Evil. That main guy has a lot of eyeballs you gotta shoot at on his joints. I remember when I was a wee lad and I would get the video game magazines like Nintendo Power and stuff like that. And I remember the names of all the Japanese games. They all sounded so rad. Like 8 by 8 Eyes or something was the name of one of them. Oh yeah, we're gonna have his little claw come up here. The tooth on this watercolor paper is really pulling the lead off this pencil here. I'm like barely touching it, and it's like going on pretty dark. I think Phil said the inspiration for all the eyeballs on Wastoid was his brother Brandon was really good at playing marbles, and but he would never let Phil play marbles. And then Phil started having these dreams about these monsters that had like all these marbles on them, and eventually they turned over into eyeballs, all because his brother was being selfish and stingy. All right, I made all that up, but he didn't really tell me that. Sounds legit though, right? Sounds feasible. All right. Yeah, I really want a red to do this. How do I not have a red colored pencil? Did Prismacolor bone me on that? Maybe I'll go back to that other one. Violin. Mulberry. Go make some wine. Some mulberry wine. Alright, so how much are we going to let the watercolor do the work here? I almost want to raise my table up. Hang with me. This could be a disaster. Yeah? 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 Damn right. There we go. All right, are we gonna ink first and then watercolor, or are we gonna do the opposite? What are we doing here? I'm thinking save the ink for. Hey, wait a minute. I don't know if this is gonna show up. No, it won't. The surface on this is way smoother than this one. Smooth mixed media, all right? 140 pound, 300 gasm. Yeah, should be the same. This feels way rougher. Maybe it's because it was the first page. Yep, son of a gun. Look at that. I don't know if I can get an angle so you can see the tooth on it. Way smoother over here than over here. Huh. When you're a professional, finely tuned artist like myself, you pick up on shit like that. Can't fool the kid. All right, 10:08. We gotta kick this into gear. I gotta quit dicking around talking. I always like when I draw big guys, like on their around their necks and stuff, like the Hulk type characters that show up in Omega Storm, or if I draw the Hulk, I like to give them wrinkles like a Shar like a dog with like a bunch of extra skin. When I'm drawing this character, I get that Def Leppard song in my head. Wasted. All night I get wasted. Little ASMR pencil sharpening. Yeah, baby. Put it in. Get it to a point. All right. Enough of that. That traditional, like thick to thin, inky look. And what's crazy is, like, the first time I ever noticed that was a Dairy Queen ice cream cup. and it had Dennis the Menace on it, and there were little drops. And it reminds, man, that is just too blurry right there. Give me a second. Let's see if I can't get this a little sharper. A little better. Anyway, I remember that there were like some little beads of sweat or something flying off Dennis the Menace. And then, you know, looking at Will Eisner's work, he really had that inky look. And you can see it in Sean Murphy's stuff. You can see it in um, I can't think of the book. The one with the book with the tiger and the kid. Something Hobbs. I don't know. I get the stupid ass Fast and the Furious movie in my head. I'm trying to think of it. Calvin and Hobbes. That guy had a real inky look. And I know that Calvin and Hobbes was a big influence on Sean Gordon Murphy. Sean Gordon Murphy. Murphy. Alright. I would fire up the gel pens. I don't know how waterproof they are, though. I bought a cheap ass pack at Walmart. I was gonna try them out, and if I like them, I might spring for a Primo pack or set from Dick Blick or somewhere like that. Alright, what color were Wastoid's claws? Kind of bloody purple. But, anyway, all the good inkers have that. Or all the inkers I like have that. There's some guys that are really good at brush, feathery stuff, that John Buscema look, the Neil Adams kind of look. Then there's the Terry Austin school. I like the guys that do the really thick to thin, bouncy, inky look, like from the Scott Williams school. Some of those guys went overboard with it back in the day, pushing that style to the max. But they're still like really great looking pieces, just because the dynamics of that look, that thick to thin look, like D-Tron over Mike Turner. All right, let's get some tendons going. from old boy's neck. I don't have YouTube pulled up, their chat, so I'm looking at the chat through OBS since it has that feature now. So if you guys are talking and I'm not seeing it, that's why. I'll look back, and if that's the case, then tomorrow I'll have the YouTube one pulled up. I'm trying to save myself some steps here so I can get drawing, you know? They're trying to hold me back. Yeah, I got a double page spread I'm working on, and when I finish that, Omega Storm is officially done. Then we're gonna have a group phone call and go over Graveyard Shift 5. Then I'll be starting that probably next week. Alright. I think this is done as far as the underdrawing. Come on back here and hang out, Winnie. Mm-hmm. Alright. I lied. I'm gonna do a little ink first. Be right back. Come here. Go to bed. Put your bed down. You come hang out. Unless she's working up a doo-doo. This toothy paper really takes the ink well. I've noticed whenever I'm streaming and on top of that doing mixed media, I don't turn my paper nearly as much as I do when I'm penciling. When I'm penciling, dude, I'm spinning that shit like crazy. The DJ. Seems like everyone in Comicsgate's dieting right now. It's like everybody realized they're all fat asses all at the same time. Since 2020, I've lost 267 to basically 237. So 30 pounds. Blood pressure's still through the freaking roof. But that'll change since I'm hitting the gym. I think by the end of this month I'll be able to go full blast at the gym. Just want to make sure to get my shit tight and right before I start pushing it. Being an older gent. It I'm lucky though. My whole life I've always been able to work out and get in shape pretty fast. Just Luck of the draw, genetic wise, body type. I used creatine back in the day. I took some of that shit and tried running, doing some jogging and stuff around the neighborhood. My legs turned to cement. I took it like once when I went to play basketball. Yeah, not a good idea. Tell you what though, was overnight oats. Look up some recipes on that shit. That's where it's at. It's a good change up from Beggs and Aiken. I feel like normal oats are too, I don't know, too something. Too heavy, too sticky. Like I hate drawing on toothy paper. I just like the smooth better. Obviously, if I took my time and like got a feel of the toothier stuff, I might even like it better. But for inking, no question, this toothy stuff is pretty good. Imagine if I had a bunch of erased areas, it might be a nightmare. Getting all furry. Should be on a little earlier tomorrow. I think I might just end up penciling all these or, drawing them first. And then Saturday, I'll color all of them. That way, I only have to clean up my setup once. Plus, I'm running out of time. I gotta be done at 10:45. Them's the breaks. Try not to do a whole lot of rendering because I want to let the watercolor do the work on that. So I'm just cutting out a few shapes here. Hopefully this is the right size. 3.5 by 2.5. I don't think I'm going to cut them. I think I'm just going to tear along the perforated line there and mail them out to Phil. Let him deal with cutting. Can't do everything for these kids. Yeah, so it'll be 52 campaigns in a year I'll help out, right? But that's also, was it 156? 156 paintings? I mean, if that's not going to get some miles under the belt before I start my book, whenever that may be. Man, that's a can't believe it took me this long to get to that point to figure out like what am I gonna do? Like what am I gonna stream? Right? I've been trying to figure it out. There's a million other streams out there with people raising hell. I don't have the energy for that. But I can still help out the CG community, of which I believe in and I'm very thankful for. Hopefully generate some goodwill and some sales for my book when the time comes, right? It's going to come back sevenfold. That's what I read in the Bible. We'll see. Yeah, not looking to get rich. I'm just looking to do what I love to do and not go waste my skills or time, working a day job if I don't have to. I'm not above it though. Gots to do what you gots to do. But I'm in a good position right now. I'll try to bring more energy here soon, here shortly. Beginning this whole workout routine. I gotta get all of them. Gotta find my rhythm. Because right now I don't have the energy to entertain you all with awesome dad jokes. I will tell you a story though. Master Den at Quest Fitness here in Murray. I was talking to him yesterday before I left, and he said, I was showing him my hand. Said, yeah, I've been getting a lot of gout, just eating crappy. And he's like, you need to drink. Take your body weight, divide it by half, and that's how many ounces of water you should drink. So I got to do roughly 120 ounces of water a day. He says, if I don't, I commit suicide. That's what he says. He's a Vietnamese, so he's got like a little bit of a accent going on. He says, if you don't drink 120 ounces, you commit suicide. He said, tell your friends. So I got home and texted all my buddies that if they're not drinking half their body weight in ounces of water, that they commit suicide. He was going through the whole ordeal too. He was like acting out. He's like, you go to the bathroom, You pee, and he's like miming, like holding his wiener. He's like, you turn around, you walk outside, and you gotta pee again. And he's like, I just in there, I just pee. I love weird small talk conversations. Highly entertaining. Better get booking. The clock is ticking. You know, I haven't really looked into. I really do like Rocafort's style, and I don't know how much of his stuff is computer colored versus colored in traditional way. I know he can paint his ass off. What I'm assuming. Excuse me. I'm assuming the comics are computer colored, but I don't know. I just know I want mine to be fully colored, mixed media. With everything going digital. I'm going digital in my normal comic book stuff here shortly. As soon as I get the feel for it. But when I do my book, definitely we're going to go traditional painting. We're going to try to pull off a Sienkiewicz type thing. Not as much as like look and style, but because he's got his lines that he likes to use. I got my way of seeing things, but definitely more so of that anything goes approach. You know, Simon Bisley went in Slain, the way some of those were just like monochromatic washes over pencil sketches. Like that's all on the table. And have fun, man. We'll tell a story with some weight, some morals. My goal is to get Elon Musk to tweet out to go buy my book. That's that's what we're gonna do. He seems to have a good enough sense of humor to not get too caught up, or he's not too scared that I'm a CGer. So I gotta work my 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon to somehow get it to him. I got a game plan. That's where you guys get to come in and help too, because you guys can also take credit. Like, look what we did. We got one of our own tweeted out by Elon Musk. More so, I would like him to read it and like it and shoot that motherfucker into space. Have my book on a spaceship. That would be baller. I'll tell you what, I'll make a deal. If my book gets shot into space, I'll actually say that the moon landing was real. If not, then that shit was fake. It's like, part of me is like, yeah, I don't think we went, but it maybe, right? I'll put it this way. If we went, then I feel like we should be further along technology wise than what we are now, right? Because it seems like it's just at a standstill. Like, why haven't we been back, right? Or they have crazy amounts of technology that they're hiding from us, right? So which seems more likely? Like the AI stuff, because the kid dabbles in conspiracy. See that Freudian slip? The kid devils. I don't know, bros. I feel like that's a bad sign. Um, I know the AI stuff has been rumored to be a lot further along. Basically, what we're seeing now is shit they've had since 2000. Because from what I can tell, it's not a computational thing. It was all about the code. And I don't want to get into all that, but man, there's some crazy stuff in when you start reading up on that shit. There's a company called P-Tech from the early 90s. They changed their name, of course. Well, you'll see that a lot of these companies that are up to this shady shit, they have, different iterations. They change their name every 4 or 5 years. Like, remember Halliburton? Well, they're still around. I think they're a different name now. So once they've been found out, kind of like HARP, that high something Auroral Research, whatever, up in Alaska. Like once people caught on to that, and we're like, wait a minute, so you guys are manipulating the weather? All of a sudden, you have HAARP, the home loan shit with the uh, same letters, HAARP. Wild stuff. All right. You guys ever watch Steve 1989? All right, let's get this out onto a tray. He reviews MREs. Nice hiss. Somebody on 4chan wrote like a dirty fanfic of him talking to a woman with all his key phrases. Shit was funny. All right. One's a little darker. Let's try to match them up just a little bit. All right, tomorrow we're doing the flaming mohawk crimstone dude, the the pencil ink version, and then the next day we're doing the chick. Can't remember her name. And then Saturday we paint. We gonna get our Bob Ross on. All right.